With the vastly experienced Gallagher calling the pace notes, it isn't easy to come to grips with the unique conditions in the park, and Vatanen's approach is tentative to begin with. It's not always as smooth as we've come to expect from the former world champion.
And turn medium right after 3. Brown 80, turn minus left.
Down through the trees to that minus left, and the fans are giving him a big hand. But Ari won't be entirely happy with his tail-wagging approach to the bridge. It's not the quickest way. Gwyndaff Evans is a 2-time winner and he knows all the right lines, which is just as well for his steeplechasing co-driver. Connor doesn't seem to want to keep his eyes on the road ahead, but Evans, punching his way through the Seat's sequential gearbox, soon catches his attention again. However, even Evans can't entirely overcome the handicap of 2-wheel drive, and he's back in 4th place after the opening 3 stages. Slow starts have probably cost Snijers victory in the past 2 years, and in his determination not to make the same mistake again, he's just a bit too fired up this time, locking brakes and overshooting slightly in the Toshiba Escort. But the multi-Belgian champion is a class act, and he's soon shooting up towards the top of the leaderboard. He's joint leader after the opening group of 3 stages. But the gap is less than a second, and Snijers still has his sights on that first victory. He's cautious in his approach to the gravel sections, but is quickly back on the pace when the Escort gets a better grip on the tarmac. But it isn't enough to hold off the Flying Metro, so Snijers stays in 2nd place.
However, Bickerstaff's reign at the top of the leaderboard was about to end. All went well through most of stage 6 until the Dramara driver made a bizarre error in the closing section. When the advanced finish board flashed into sight, he braked hard and virtually brought the Metro to a halt before realising that the real finish board was further up the road. It all happened in a flash, but in this rally, that's all it takes to turn 1st place into 2nd, especially with a man like Snijers on your tail. Like he has done in the past 2 years, the Belgian was coming on strong in the later stages of the event. Red Escort blazing a trail through the dust as he battled for every 10th of a second. There's no-holds-barred stuff now from Patrick, and his efforts bring knowing nods of approval from crowds watching on the sidelines. But the challenge of Kenny McKinstry is fading fast. John Greer's fan cam is well placed again to capture Kenny spinning the Subaru down among the trees. Although he escaped unscathed, the gap to the leader opened up by a further 6 seconds. It wasn't going to be Kenny's year for win number 9. Conor O'Dwyer thoroughly enjoyed his first experience of rallying, even if Gwyndaff has to be satisfied with 5th place. And in the end, Bickerstaff's great effort brings him only 4th place. A broken brake caliper on the Metro causes him all kinds of problems in the last stage. And here, Paul Brannigan's fan cam catches Dennis clattering in amongst the trees. And there are more dramas to come. With the Metro reluctant to stop or even slow down, he's off into the trees again. And at one point, he almost ends up taking a shortcut back to the paddock. It was hardly a just reward for a brilliant display. Bickerstaff's troubles worked in Kenny McKinstry's favour. He moves up to 3rd place, the same result as a year ago. But for once, he's a long way off the lead. The only man who can catch Snijers now is McGarrity, and he goes for it on the final stages. In fact, he goes just a little bit too hard, and the Escort breaks away into a high-speed slide. Unfortunately, it was a pile of sand, not a tree, which got in the way of the wayward Ford. But even so, it's enough to add a couple of seconds to his time, and the chance of victory has gone. But he'd threatened Snijers all the way to the end. The Belgian had no need to worry. He was the one driver who was wheel perfect on the final stage. Aggressive, committed, but totally precise in his placement of the Toshiba Escort on these narrow and damaging lanes, he sets fastest time to win by a clear 8 seconds from McGarrity, McKinstry, Bickerstaff and Evans. Victory at last, and proof that persistence pays dividends in the end.